He landed with fury, dust exploding under his boots. The city held its breath. Superman had arrived for judgment. And in front of him knelt the so-called traitor. A hero, bloodied, broken. Please? I didn't do it, the voice cracked. But Clark Kent's eyes were burning with rage. 1 second later, the sky cracked with sonic thunder. A punch so fast, even a Flash would have wept. The heart stopped, and then the truth surfaced. He landed like a missile. The ground cracked. Buildings trembled. Metropolis stopped breathing. Superman stood at the center of Union Square, eyes glowing crimson. His cape snapped like a war flag in the wind. Civilians watched from behind barricades. The Justice League was off comm. Batman's signal? Dead. Wonder Woman? Out of reach. But Superman wasn't waiting. In front of him knelt Sentinel, a mid-level hero, known for tracking intergalactic fugitives. Bruised, battered, hands raised. Clark, he gasped, blood dripping from his lip. It wasn't me. I swear to God. Save it. Superman's voice was colder than the void of space. You sold League locations. 8 agents are dead. Martian Manhunt is missing. You want forgiveness now? I didn't. Crack. A sonic boom snapped across the square. In less than a blink, Superman's fist drove into Sentinel's chest. Bones shattered. The scream never even made it out. 1 heartbeat. The silence afterward was suffocating. No applause, no cheers, just silence and a single sound, the slow whimper of a child holding a hero card with Sentinel's face on it. Superman turned, ready to fly away, but paused. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Sentinel's cracked visor was still flickering, transmitting something. A voice. Distorted. False intel. He's not the mole abort, it's a trap. Superman's entire body froze. The voice was Batman's. Flash forward, 2 hours later. Justice League War Room. Superman stood in front of the cracked monitor. Blood still on his suit. Play it again, he whispered. Cyborg loaded the backup. A transmission intercepted by the Batcave, only discovered after the kill. Batman distorted. Clark stopped. Sentinels clean. The leak came from deeper, possibly synthetic AI. Nightwing traced the signal, not Sentinel. Do not engage. Repeat. Superman turned away. Everyone stared. No one spoke. Even Wonder Woman, bloodied from her off-world mission, just stared at him. You killed him, she finally said. Not a question, not an accusation, just the truth. Superman clenched his jaw. He confessed. Cyborg shook his head. That wasn't a confession. That was a plea. The room dimmed. Superman closed his eyes. For a split second, he wished he could go back in time. Punch harder, faster, into himself. 1 week later, the statue went up. Not for Superman, for Sentinel. The world turned. But Metropolis hadn't healed. Kids lit candles. Mourners laid League merch at the steps. The word murderer was spray-painted across the watchtower's outer shell. Lois visited Clark, not to comfort, but to confront. You knew him, she whispered. Sentinel saved your mother once. You trusted him. I trusted intel, Superman muttered. You trusted anger. Silence. That night, alone on the moon, Superman watched the Earth slowly spin beneath him. He played the final 5 seconds of Sentinel's life on loop in his head. Please, I didn't do it. Those words, that look, it wasn't guilt. It was fear, but not fear of death. Fear that Superman, the symbol of hope, had become blind to truth. Meanwhile, deep beneath Gotham, a shadow smiled. Nightfire, hacker, rogue, ex-hero turned ghost. He watched the footage loop on a half-broken screen. Superman killing Sentinel. His plan had worked. Phase 1 complete, he whispered. 1 more god down. He clicked a button. Dozens of files loaded. Every League member's darkest moment. Every surveillance glitch. Every manipulation in motion. And at the center of it all, 1 word glowing red. Confession. The dead don't whisper unless someone wants them to. Batman stood alone in the Batcave. The lights dim, the air cold, but his mind raced like the Batmobile at full throttle. He replayed Sentinel's final seconds. His visors flicker. The distortion. The corrupted League seal. Then Batman looked at something no one else had noticed. Frame 1942. A flash. A blink. One pixel of static in the shape of a smile. Someone wanted Clark to see the wrong truth, he muttered. And he did. Halfway across the world, under the sands of Cairo, Wonder Woman fought a hidden threat rising from ancient AI relics. She didn't hear Batman's message yet, but she felt something, a shift in Superman, a fracture in the League. In space, Green Lantern detected a transmission loop repeating from Earth's surface. Same frequency, 60-second cycle. Too perfect, too clean. Back in Metropolis, Superman floated above the city like a ghost. No news interviews, no press conference. He hadn't spoken since the kill. But deep inside the fortress of solitude, he was trying to find answers no one could give. Then the message came. Private transmission, unknown source. You were right, Clark. He was the traitor. He just died too fast to admit it. But don't worry, I'll finish what he started. And Superman's hands balled into fists. Ice cracked beneath his feet. His eyes glowed again, not in rage, but in dread. And cut to the Batcave. Robin Damian walked in, holding a tablet. Father, we found something. Not who leaked the signal. Who built it? Batman narrowed his eyes. Show me. Robin tapped the screen. The data lit up. Quantum-fused mimic code. Built from old League audio. Layered to sound like anyone. You thought you were hearing Nightwing. But it wasn't him. It was... He hesitated. Someone pretending. Perfectly. Batman's eyes sharpened. Only one person ever cracked our voice lock protocol. He typed rapidly. Access deep archives. Pulled up. One name. Nightfire. Status. Deceased. Cause unknown. Last location. Redacted. Flashback. 6 years ago. Nightfire wasn't always a villain. He was once a League trainee, a tech genius, quiet, brilliant, but paranoid, always whispering about hidden files. The League is hiding things, he told Batman once. Heroes die too quietly. I want to know why. Then he vanished. A training accident, they claimed, but no body was found. Now the dead hacker was speaking again through stolen voices. Back to present. Superman flew to Gotham. He didn't knock. He crashed through the Batcave's upper vault, landing with a thunderclap. Tell me what you know, he demanded. His voice tired. How? Batman didn't flinch. I know you were set up. Superman looked up slowly. So I killed an innocent man for nothing? No, Batman said. You killed an innocent man because someone wanted you to. And they're not done. He pulled up a digital map. Red dots flickered across the globe. Every one of our off-grid satellites hijacked. Every backup comm line looped. Superman clenched his jaw. How long? 2 weeks, Batman replied. Possibly longer. Then Sentinel never had a chance. Batman said nothing. The silence confirmed it. The guilt returned, but this time it came with fury. Scene change. League satellite watchtower. Flash darted into the command deck. Guys, someone accessed my private logs. From inside the tower. Cyborg looked up. I didn't see any alerts. Exactly, Flash said. That's the problem. Someone's wiping logs after watching them. Wonder Woman's voice came through on holocall. We're being studied. Superman stepped into frame. No, he said flatly. We're being played. Cyborg interrupted. There's something worse. I scanned Sentinel's body again. The team froze. He wasn't just innocent. He was framed. Someone implanted kill switch nanotech in his neural cortex. His body would have exploded if Superman hadn't. The screen cut. Static. A new signal hijacked the line. Everyone stared. A face emerged. Half-shadowed. Scarred. I was like, Ice. Nightfire. Hello, League. You don't know me anymore. But I know all of you. You built a world of gods. But forgot what fear feels like. So I gave it back to you. One wrong kill, and now the world doubts its savior. What happens next will break your myths apart. Let's begin. Transmission end. Silence again. Then Flash muttered, Tell me we have a plan. Superman's voice broke through, his hands trembling, his eyes finally human again. We do now. Location Metropolis, 2:17 a.m. Lois Lane sat by the window. Empty coffee. Half-written article. She hadn't seen Clark in 3 days. Not really. He came home, but his mind was elsewhere. Then her phone buzzed. Unknown number. One text. You're the next confession. The screen glitched. Froze. Then it burst into a scream. Static. Faces. Flash frames of Sentinel's death. Superman's punch. The blood. The sound. Lois dropped the phone. Then turned slowly. Clark was standing in the doorway. But his face? He looked like he'd seen a ghost. Or worse, become one. Meanwhile, Watchtower League emergency briefing. Batman didn't waste time. Nightfire's targeting emotional vulnerabilities. That's how he cracked Superman. He'll strike again personally, surgically. Cyborg pulled up a feed. We scanned all access logs. Nightfire's signal bounces every 0.3 seconds. Never from the same place twice. He's using League tech against us. Wonder Woman gritted her teeth. We trained him. Now he's rewriting our protocols. Flash zipped in, and he just posted on every major social network with this message. What if the next hero breaks someone they love? Underneath, Lois Lane's name. Location, Metropolis. Status, alone. Scene shift, Superman's apartment, 2:19 a.m. Clark stepped toward Lois. Did you see anything else? Lois nodded. Her voice was low. He showed me your kill. From 10 angles. Slowed down. On loop. Superman's face cracked. I didn't want this. Lois cut him off. You didn't see this coming. Then softer. I don't think you're ready for what's next. Suddenly, a blackout. The windows went black. The city below went silent. Then the wall exploded. Metal shards, screams, wind. And from the smoke, Nightfire walked in. Not a ghost, not a voice. A man, real, alive, smiling. Lois froze. Superman stood in front of her, fists up. Eyes lit. Nightfire raised a hand. You won't hit me. Not yet. He stepped forward, dragging a floating orb, projecting Sentinel's death again. I just want to talk. Superman fired his heat vision. The beam split the air, but passed right through. Nightfire wasn't here. A hard light projection. See? Nightfire smirked. You still act before thinking. That's why you're dangerous, Clark. That's why this is bigger than just Sentinel. He turned to Lois. Did he tell you what he didn't see that day? She said nothing, but Superman stepped forward. I saw what I had to. Nightfire whispered. No. You saw what I wanted. The apartment trembled. Sparks flew. Then the projection disappeared, but not before Lois's name burned into the wall. Next, scene Batcave. Superman smashed through the cave wall again. You let him get that close to her. Batman didn't flinch. He never was there. He's using hard light bounce tech, same as GL constructs, but better. Superman growled. So we can't stop a ghost? No, Batman said calmly, but we can trap one. He turned to the monitor. We fake a new confession, a bigger one, a bait. Cyborg appeared on screen. Already built, uploading now. A fake data drop. Wonder Woman turned traitor. Mission log accidentally leaked. Batman glanced at Superman. Go bite. He can't resist rewriting myths. Scene. Nightfire's hidden lair, unknown location. He watched the fake log. Paused. Rewound. Smirked. You think I believe Diana's the leak? He looked deeper. Lines of code. Metadata. But Cyborg is. He tapped the screen. Triggered a sequence. 3 names popped up. Cyborg. Lois Lane. Alfred Pennyworth. Let's break all their hearts. He clicked deploy. Scene, Justice League Command, 30 minutes later. Cyborg systems crashed. Warning core compromised. He fell backward. Sparks flying from his chest. Inside his head, voices, laughter. His own voice twisted, rewritten. Batman raced over. He's in your neural net. I don't know, Cyborg choked. He's trying to make me confess something I didn't do. On the wall screen, a new message appeared. Written by Cyborg's hands, unwillingly. I lied about Sentinel. I built the fake voice. Superman is innocent, but I made him guilty. Then explosion. Cyborg system shut down. His heart monitor flatlined. Flash screamed. Superman collapsed to his knees. Another confession, another lie, another death. Scene, Metropolis rooftop hours later. Superman stood alone, cape flapping in the storm. Batman's voice crackled through comms. Vic's not dead, just offline. But the message was meant for you. He wants me to never trust again, Clark muttered. And it's working. He looked down at the city, at the people who once looked up at him like a god. Now they looked away. Then a final text appeared on his comm screen from the same unknown number. You killed one innocent. Now choose Lois or Alfred. One lives, one dies. Choose hero. Superman didn't answer. He stood motionless on the rooftop as the storm cracked open the sky. Thunder, lightning. The world's strongest man looked powerless. In his ear, Batman's voice. We're tracking a signal. Don't engage. But Superman wasn't listening anymore. This wasn't about logic. This was about consequence. Metropolis, 3:47 a.m. Lois Lane's apartment lit up red. The same message, flashing on her walls like bloodstains. You are the lie he lives for. Time to see if you're worth dying for. Her windows blew inward. A drone zipped in. Silent, floating, armed. Lois dubbed behind the couch. But before it could fire, a flash of red blurred through it. Superman, he crushed the drone with one hand, then froze. On the drone screen, Alfred Pennyworth, tied, bruised, and behind him a countdown, 059:00:58. Superman's hands trembled. He's splitting me. He wants me in two places at once. Batcave. Batman saw the feed. He didn't speak, but his fist slammed the console. Robin stared. He's going after your people now. Bruce whispered, because he knows Clark won't let either die. Superman turned to Lois. I need you to trust me. I always have, she said. Then he vanished. London underground safe house. Superman crashed through the vault. Alfred looked up, barely conscious. But before Superman could reach him, boom, the roof caved in. Not explosives. Nightfire. In person? You came, Nightfire said calmly, floating down in his sleek dark armor. Of course you did. That's what makes you so breakable. Superman stepped forward. Let him go. Nightfire smirked. You don't get it. This was never about who lives. It's about what dies inside you. He triggered the explosion, but Superman grabbed Alfred and shielded him with his body. The blast rocked the bunker. Alfred coughed. Alive. Nightfire was gone. Meanwhile, Gotham Wayne Manor. Batman stood alone, looking at a file. Nightfire's real name. Evan Reyes, former League recruit, tech prodigy, faked his death after the League shut down his AI ethics report. He warned them, you turn people into gods. But who teaches the gods what it means to fail? They ignored him. Superman returned to the watchtower. Bloodied, shaken, silent. Diana turned to him. You saved them both. No, he said quietly. I lost something worse. She stepped forward. Clark, what did he take? He looked her dead in the eyes. My certainty. Final scene, watchtower monitor room. The League sat in silence. Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Lantern, Sheriff, Superman. One by one, the lights in the room dimmed, because on the monitor, Nightfire's newest message appeared. The last lie's coming, and it wears a cape. Superman will kill again. Cut to black. The world turned, and for the first time in decades, it turned against Superman. Hashtags trended globally. Hashtag liar in the sky. Hashtag no more gods. Hashtag who will he kill next? Civilians wore Sentinel's symbol in protest. A statue of Superman in Metropolis was torn down live on national news. In the watchtower, silence fell like ash. The Justice League sat in shadows. All eyes on the screen. Nightfire's final upload had begun. Broadcast on every frequency. His voice, calm, surgical. Your God killed a friend. Lied about it. Broke another. Now he'll end everything. Because even gods crack. Footage played. Superman screaming. Bleeding. Raging. Sliced. Edited. Twisted. Making him look like a monster. And the final frame said, he's no longer your hero. He's my weapon now. Superman stood alone, on the moon, watching Earth from above. No cape, no suit, just the weight of 1,000 mistakes. Lois appeared through the teleporter. She didn't speak. She didn't have to. I believed I could fix anything, Clark whispered, but I broke everything instead. She stepped forward. You haven't broken everything, but if you give up now, you will. Suddenly, red alert. Batman's voice cut through comms. Nightfire activated the failsafe. He's hijacked the League's orbital laser grid. Target, Earth. Clark turned slowly, eyes lighting back up, not with rage, with purpose. Scene, Earth orbit, laser control core. Nightfire stood at the center, surrounded by drones. Cyborg's corrupted tech. Sentinel's badge, dangling from his wrist like a trophy. You finally came, he smirked. Superman landed hard. No hesitation, no fear. And this, Clark said. Nightfire tapped the button. Countdown began. 60 seconds to global ignition. Why, Evan? Superman asked, stepping forward. Why all of this? Nightfire's smile faded. Because you never learn unless someone dies. Because you're worshipped and I was forgotten. Because they called you Hope and called me crazy. Superman stepped forward. I made mistakes. I own that. But if you kill now, you become what you hate. Nightfire paused. Superman stepped closer. Then hit me, Clark said. Right now. Kill me instead of the world. Nightfire screamed and fired the entire grid at once. But Superman rose into it, absorbing it, burning, melting, screaming. Every drone exploded. The grid overloaded, and Nightfire stared in disbelief. He tried to run, but Batman appeared behind him. One punch. Lights out. Scene aftermath. The Earth survived. Superman didn't die, but he barely stood. Lois helped him up. Flash smiled. Diana placed Sentinel's badge on the Hall of Heroes wall. And the people, they started looking up again. Not because Superman was perfect, but because he faced his failure and still stood. Final scene, Justice League Memorial. A new plaque was unveiled. For the ones who fell. Sentinel, Cyborg, Truth, and Trust. Superman stood before the crowd. No speech, just a moment of silence. Then he turned to leave, but a child ran up, holding a new sign. Not hate, not fear, just one word, hope.